You're rummaging through a jar of old change, and you spot a 1970 quarter with a D on it. It looks like any other quarter, something you'd spend without a second thought. But what if I told you that one specific 1970 D quarter could be worth more than $35,000? Before you spend another Washington quarter, watch this video. You might already own one of these hidden treasures. Today we're diving deep into the 1970 D Washington quarter. I'll show you what makes this coin special, what was happening in America when it was struck, the incredible mint errors to watch for, and what this coin can actually be worth today. And stick around, the error coins are where the real money hides. The 1970 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, and you'll find the small D mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and features a bust of George Washington facing left on the obverse. The reverse shows a heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, a design that remained unchanged until the bicentennial quarter in 1976. By 1970, America was in the midst of significant change. The Vietnam War was raging, the civil rights movement was reshaping the nation, and the economy was struggling with inflation. Just 5 years earlier, the Coinage Act of 1965 had removed silver from dimes and quarters, switching to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1970 D quarter reflects this transition. It's made of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper center. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.30 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge. The Denver Mint struck a massive 417,341,364 of these quarters in 1970. That's over 417 million coins, so they're not rare by any stretch. By comparison, the Philadelphia Mint produced 136,420,000, and the San Francisco Mint produced just 2,632,810 proof versions. With over 550 million quarters made that year, a coin needs something special to stand out. And fortunately for collectors, there were numerous minting errors at the Denver Mint that year. Here's where it gets really interesting. The most famous 1970 D error is the quarter struck on dime thickness stock. In 1970 at the Denver Mint, a coil intended for dimes, much thinner than quarter stock, was accidentally inserted into the blanking press. The mistake wasn't discovered, and the blanks were struck into quarter dollars. Some estimate that more than 100,000 of these thin quarters were released into circulation. While a normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, these error coins weigh just 4.2 grams. They look thinner, have weak peripheral detail, and often get rejected by vending machines. You can find these online for anywhere from a few dollars to over $100, depending on condition. But that's not the only error. The 1970 D double die obverse is another valuable variety, a dramatic doubling visible on nearly every single obverse device, with values starting around $1,100 even in lower grades. Other errors include the 1970 D double die reverse FS801, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors like the 1970 D struck on a Lincoln cent planchet which sold for $1,260, and the 1970 D double strike off-center that brought $1,020 at auction in 2021. A 1970 D quarter with an MS67 grade can fetch about $70. But the crown jewel? A 1970 S-proof quarter struck on an 80% silver 1941 Canadian quarter was appraised at a staggering $35,000. So what's this quarter actually worth in most cases? In average circulated condition, you're looking at 30 to 85 cents. An MS60 uncirculated example is worth about $1. MS65 examples can bring $5 to $10. In MS67, they sell for around $50 to $70. The highest graded specimen is an MS68 Plus, valued at $10,000. And the auction record for an MS67 Plus grade is $2,160, set in 2019 at Heritage Auctions. How do you identify a valuable example? First, weigh your coin. A normal 1970 D quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If it weighs around 4.2 grams, you found the dime stock error. Second, check the condition. Look at Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers for sharp details. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Third, look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass to check the obverse for any doubling in the letters or date. That could be a double die variety. Fourth, check for any off-center strikes or unusual planchets. And remember, the 1970D is one of the more common dates, so don't expect every one to be worth a fortune. But if you find one with an error or in exceptional condition, you might have something truly special. Hidden treasures are still out there, and every pocket, drawer, or coin jar could hold the next valuable discovery. Before you spend your change, take another look. You never know what you might find. If you enjoyed this treasure hunt, subscribe to Coins Heritage because every week we uncover more rare American coins, valuable mint errors, and forgotten collectibles that could be worth far more than their face value. Until next time, happy coin hunting.